too tired today again. 2. And thou shalt swear, the Lord liveth, in truth, in judgment, and in righteousness. And the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him shall they glory. For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, and sow not among thorns. So you got ground that is not fertile, and you're sowing among thorns. That was my thinking yesterday. Kind of some attractive women coming in there, but into the store. But they're all, like if I were to sow into that, what kind of children would I be producing there, you know? And then those children get raised by a woman that they're attractive, but they're also not attractive. You know, I'm seeing that this just yesterday. It was up to like 80 almost yesterday. So now all the women in the entire city are like, well, I get to wear whatever I want now. And then they're wearing their underwear into my little humble store. And then like, excuse me, do you have any soft tacos? Like, yeah, but they're kind of hard to locate because obviously you're blind. So I'll show you. I lead her over there. And yeah, we've got these right here, but there's actually a couple more on the other side I can show you. See, I give the grand tour. I show every product in the store. If you want to know exactly where everything is, I'll show you every spot. So I lead her around to the other side, and she's like, oh, these are good, you know. And she starts, you know, she's like, I don't know what she's doing. She's like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand people, how they shop and stuff. Like, they'll touch something, and then they're like, oh, oh, you know. And she picks it up, and then she sets it back down, then she picks it back up again, and I'm just... And she was all bent over, and I could see every facet of her body perfectly. And nothing to the imagination. You can see it right there. She's basically completely naked right in front of me. Is that appropriate? You know? It's not appropriate. These women is just nuts. And she wasn't the only one that came into the store. Like, there were probably 10 other women that were very exposed. So, what was my point with all of that? I don't remember. See, that's where I'm at this morning. Thou shalt swear, the Lord liveth in truth, in judgment, and in righteousness, and the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him shall they glory. For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, and sow not among thorns. That was my point. So if I were to sow in that, that wouldn't be good, you know? She would probably teach her children to do exactly the same thing that she's doing, and it's completely natural, and all these men making us wear clothes, how dare they? Oh! You know, she would teach her child that, and that would be my child, too, you know, and it would probably not end up very good, you know. I would probably be disgusted with that woman as my wife. She probably would never marry me anyway. And I would probably be disgusted with the child then, because the child is listening to her. Hopefully, the child would listen to me and not do things like that, but this is the world we live in. Everybody is pretty much fallow ground. They're thorny. They're dead, sadly. So what are my prospects and my future in this city? They're not looking too good. I really should get out of here. Maybe to a place where people actually have some thought about running around naked and not doing that. So what is God saying to them? He's saying, you surrender to me, and in doing that, you restore the blessing, you restore the soil that he's describing here, and you make it so that you can survive as a nation because you're not a bunch of prostitutes anymore that run around naked in these little stores. You know, it's not appropriate. I don't understand these women. They're pretty, you know, she looked good, but it's not appropriate to just run naked everywhere. You know, it's just not appropriate. Four, and there's the second part of it. Circumcise yourselves to the Lord, and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire and burn, that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. See, they walk in naked. How does that affect me? You know? Nobody cares about me. These women are just, I have the right to run naked wherever I want. You know? They don't even think for a second how it screws me up. You know? They don't care. So then I have to not stare at her as she's very inappropriately. Why did she do that? You know? So, you know what I did? I was just like, well, that's all we have. Have a good day, ma'am. Goodbye. And I, you know, slowly crept away from her. I think she was mad when I did that. I think she wanted me to just stare at her body for like 10 minutes as she did that. I don't know what she was doing. But I just, you know, I could have in the flesh stared at her and objectified her, but I chose to just, well, that's the soft tacos we have. I'm going away. And that's what I did. And then I saw her later and she looked at me like, so I probably made her mad. Oh well.